millions were simply erased by the relentless surge. The 1931 China floods were an unprecedented catastrophe. This disaster swallowed a vast region with the Yangtze River, Huai River, and Yellow River basins, transforming into a deadly, watery expanse. More than 180,000 square kilometers of land was submerged, extending across 7 major provinces. Water levels soared by an astonishing 16 meters, in some areas submerging entire villages and towns. From July to November of that year, the floodwaters refused to recede, trapping millions and escalating the crisis. Between 1 million and 4 million people are believed to have perished directly from drowning or indirectly from subsequent starvation and disease. 40 million others found themselves homeless, their entire lives utterly shattered by the overwhelming waters. Homes numbering 2 million were destroyed completely, leaving families without shelter or possessions. Nearly 20 million hectares of prime farmland were inundated, leading to widespread famine that gripped the nation for years. Survivors faced devastating outbreaks of cholera, dysentery, and typhus, creating a horrific second wave of deaths long after the initial deluge. The economic impact crippled the nation for years to come, costing billions in today's currency and setting back development by decades. Whole major cities like Hankou and Wuhan were submerged for months, transforming once bustling streets into treacherous waterways where ships navigated instead of cars. Families desperately clung to rooftops for weeks on end, without food, clean water, or any hope of rescue. The sheer scale of human suffering was unimaginable. A truly dark chapter in global history, where despair became a daily companion. The struggling government was overwhelmed, its relief efforts constantly swamped by the sheer magnitude of the devastation. International aid, while present, was minimal compared to the colossal needs of a nation adrift. This event stands as one of the deadly natural disasters ever recorded, a stark and sobering reminder of nature's raw and unforgiving power. It fundamentally changed the physical landscape and the lives of countless millions, forever etching a permanent scar on a generation. 4 million lives were swept away without a trace. The 1931 China floods brought an unimaginable terror as water consumed an area larger than many nations. Over 180,000 square kilometers were submerged, transforming 7 major provinces into a vast inland sea where land once stood. Water levels rose an astonishing 16 meters in some places, swallowing entire villages and towns whole. From July to November of that fateful year, the relentless floodwaters showed no sign of receding, holding millions captive in a watery purgatory for months. 40 million individuals found themselves instantly homeless, their entire existence shattered in hours, with nowhere to turn. 2 million structures simply crumbled under the immense pressure of the surging rivers, rendering countless families utterly destitute, without shelter. Nearly 20 million hectares of prime agricultural land vanished beneath the churning waves, promising widespread famine and starvation for years to come across affected regions. The initial deluge of drowning deaths was quickly followed by devastating outbreaks of cholera, dysentery, and typhus, creating a ghastly second wave of fatalities that gripped the population for months. The economic consequences were absolutely staggering, costing many billions in today's currency, and setting back the nation's development by multiple decades, a setback from which full recovery seemed almost impossible to achieve. Major urban centers like Hankou and Wuhan became underwater ghost towns, submerged for several months, where only small boats could navigate the once bustling streets and avenues. Families endured weeks clinging to precarious rooftops, desperate for rescue, with no food, no clean water, and diminishing hope day by agonizing day. The sheer scale of human suffering was truly incomprehensible, a dark chapter in global history where despair became a constant, unwelcome companion for millions across the land. The struggling government was completely overwhelmed, its relief efforts constantly swamped by the colossal magnitude of the destruction across such a wide expanse. International assistance, while gratefully received, was woefully inadequate compared to the immense needs of a nation utterly adrift and fighting desperately for survival against overwhelming odds. This catastrophic event remains one of the deadliest natural disasters ever recorded, a stark and chilling reminder of nature's raw and unforgiving might, impacting generations. It reshaped the very physical landscape and forever altered the destinies of countless millions, leaving an indelible permanent scar on the collective memory of an entire people for generations to come. More people perished from sickness than the initial surging currents. The 1931 China floods continued its cruel reign long after the immediate inundation. Untold millions more lives were slowly extinguished by the devastating aftermath. Cholera, dysentery, and typhus outbreaks swelled into a ghastly second wave of fatalities, claiming countless individuals, often weeks or months after the waters began to recede. Contaminated well water became a silent killer, spreading disease through entire communities already weakened by starvation and exposure. Over 40 million individuals, instantly homeless, faced an impossible, desperate battle for survival. Many found temporary refuge in overcrowded, disease-ridden camps, where sanitation was non-existent and hunger gnawed at every soul. Nearly 20 million hectares of prime agricultural land vanished beneath the waves, promising widespread famine and starvation for years to come across 7 major provinces. 2 entire growing seasons were completely lost in many regions, leaving millions without any source of food or livelihood. Children suffered acutely, their small bodies often unable to withstand the relentless assault of hunger and sickness. Many thousands succumbing to preventable ailments. The economic consequences were absolutely staggering, costing many billions in today's currency and setting back the nation's development by multiple decades. A setback from which full recovery seemed almost impossible to achieve. Rebuilding efforts were hampered by a shattered infrastructure and a depleted workforce. Many roads, bridges, and vital irrigation systems were completely destroyed, further hindering aid distribution. Major urban centers like Hankou and Wuhan remained submerged for several months, turning them into underwater ghost towns where commerce ceased and life stagnated. Families who survived the initial deluge faced years of destitution and displacement, many never returning to their ancestral lands. Millions became refugees within their own country, desperately searching for food, shelter, and a future. The struggling government remained completely overwhelmed, its relief efforts constantly swamped by the colossal magnitude of the destruction across such a wide expanse. International assistance, while gratefully received, was woefully inadequate compared to the immense needs of a nation utterly adrift and fighting desperately for survival against overwhelming odds. This catastrophic event left an indelible, permanent scar on the collective memory of an entire people for generations to come, reshaping the very physical landscape and forever altering the destinies of countless millions who endured its prolonged horrors. Survivors carried the trauma of loss and displacement for their entire lives, a heavy burden passed down through generations. The sheer scale of human suffering was truly incomprehensible, a dark chapter in global history, where despair became a constant, unwelcome companion for millions across the land. The population endured decades of recovery, struggling to restore normalcy and rebuild lives from the foundations of devastation and loss. Many villages were never repopulated, turning once vibrant communities into permanent, desolate ruins, a testament to nature's unforgiving might and its lasting impact on human civilization.